Next, let's take a look at how Ohio State has done in postseason games against SEC teams. Not well. 1-14. Now, the one win was against Alabama in a national semifinal. And, you know, the exception of the Michigan thing, they lost to Michigan a couple of years ago. They wound up losing to Georgia, but they lost on a 50-yard field goal, 42-41 in one heck of a playoff game. So you never know what you're going to get in those things. But Ohio State's history doesn't bode well if you look at them against SEC teams. Of course, they've never had an SEC team come to Columbus to play in December in the postseason. But let's take a look at Ohio State's offense and Tennessee's defense. We'll leave that up there for a second as we start this conversation. Gentlemen, Vince, I'll start with you. Buckeye offense or Volunteer defense when Ohio State has the ball? Who's got the advantage?
I would say, depends on the levels, but I'm not going to cavalierize the question. I will say Tennessee's defense because of the inconsistency at quarterback. I think some of the injuries and fluctuation on the offensive line for Ohio State gives Tennessee an advantage on the front seven. The weapons outside for Ohio State, the running backs, the talent, there's no doubt about it. But we've seen Tennessee's secondary do a great job, especially at corners, really defend. And if you look at Ohio State not being able to really fully take advantage of the talent they have, I would give Tennessee's defense a slight edge overall in how they would play in this game, not the talent, because the talent certainly favors Ohio State.
I'm leaning toward Ohio State's offense. Tennessee's not faced a trio of receivers this good. They've got a really good 1-2 punch at running back, too. Those guys are outstanding. I'm surprised their numbers aren't better than they are. And Will Howard is mobile. He can be inconsistent throwing it, but Tennessee's had some trouble with mobile quarterbacks. A lot of teams do. But when you add all that up, and I know that the center's out and they got another offensive lineman out, I think Ohio State's offense, if they don't sit there and try to run up the middle the whole game, I think their offense, I give them a little bit of an advantage over Tennessee's defense.
You know, and I hate to keep going back to the Georgia game, but that was the best team Tennessee played this year, and your pass rush was non-existent. And Georgia, whose running game had been non-existent up to that point, was able to run the ball against you. So if you take what did Tennessee do in its best game, I think you got to give the advantage to Ohio State simply because of all the pieces that they do have.
If you look at that Georgia game, you know, it's funny. You had them to 24 points midway through the fourth quarter, and then they go on that drive that ices it, and they put up 31. If you'd had much offense of your own that day, if you go into Georgia and you just give up 24 points, even though they didn't have a pass rush, even though the run defense wasn't as good as usual, just look at the points on the board. If you go in there and just give up 24 points, you've had a pretty good day. Now, they didn't do that, but I think part of that was their offense letting them down. What's a good day for this defense? What do they have to do going to Columbus? If you hold Ohio State to 24 points, you feel pretty good.
After saying what I said, I think Tennessee probably will hold them to something in around 24 points. I really do. But I just think I give Ohio State's offense a little bit of an advantage just simply because of what Tennessee did against the best team that you play.
John, kind of to your point, it's not just the total amount of points, is when those happen. Georgia had Tennessee been able to hit a deep shot and they're not bossing the game after they had taken the lead, then it changes the way you play. It changes the way Georgia calls play. So to your point, you hit a shot or two deep on offense, then the other team is forced to get out of character or maybe what they do best.
And Tennessee's offense was pretty good the first half against Georgia, right? 17 points. Second half, that's right. And so that was what they were undoing was.
What's Tennessee? If you're a Tennessee fan, what are you looking at it saying our defense has to hold Ohio State to what?
Points wise?
Yeah.
20.
Okay, 20.
That was the number that came in mind for me, is 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
2020, you're around 24.
I'm going to hang. I think what do they have to hold them to?
Yeah.
For Tennessee
to feel
to be
good
able to
for
win?
Tennessee to win.
I think probably under 20.
Under 20.
I mean high teens, 20, right around in there.
All right, very good. When we come back, who has the advantage when we flip it? Tennessee's got the ball. Ohio State's on defense. Come on back, we'll tell you.